Imagine standing under a night sky so dark and wide that it feels like it's breathing. You look up and you see tiny stars flickering like small promises of light. Most people look at the stars, but tonight I want to talk about the darkness between them. Not to scare you, but to show you something important about your own life. This story is called Black Holes Shape Your Reality, and it begins with a boy named Erik, a curious kid who always asked big questions with a soft voice. Erik lived in a quiet town where nothing unusual ever happened. He loved science, even if he didn't understand it all yet. One day at school, his teacher showed a picture of a black hole. It looked like a swirling, hungry circle of darkness, and the room went silent as the picture grew larger on the screen. Most of the students looked away, but Erik leaned in closer. "How can something be invisible but still so powerful?" he whispered. His teacher smiled and said, "Black holes are places where gravity becomes so strong that nothing escapes it, not even light. But they also shape the universe. They pull stars into new places. They change how galaxies move. In a strange way, they give order to chaos." Erik couldn't stop thinking about that. A place so dark that you couldn't see it, yet it still shaped everything around it. That idea followed him home, into the quiet of his room, into his dreams, into the moments when he felt sad or confused and didn't know why. Weeks later, something happened in Erik's life that made the idea feel even more real. His parents started arguing more often. Erik could hear the sharp voices behind closed doors. Sometimes he heard crying. Sometimes he heard silence, which felt even heavier. At school, Erik looked the same, but inside he felt a deep pull, like something was swallowing his brightness. He didn't know what to call it, but it felt like his own kind of black hole. One night, after another loud argument, Erik went outside and sat on the porch. He looked at the sky and whispered, "Why does everything feel so heavy?" He didn't expect an answer, but his grandfather, who lived with them, stepped outside and sat beside him. "You look like the stars just stopped talking to you," his grandfather said softly. Erik shrugged. "Everything feels dark, like it's pulling me in." His grandfather nodded, like he understood. "You know, people have black holes too. They are not in space. They live in our hearts and minds. They come from things that scare us, hurt us, or confuse us. They pull us down when we don't talk about them." Erik looked up at him. "Do black holes ever stop pulling?" His grandfather took a slow breath. "A real black hole always pulls, but a human black hole is different. You can weaken it when you understand it. You can shrink it when you talk about it. You can even turn it into something that shapes you in a better way." Erik thought about that. "How?" "Well," his grandfather said, "when a black hole pulls in too much, it releases something back into space. Light, energy. New stars are born around it. Even something that looks empty can create something beautiful. Your feelings work the same way. The hard things you face can create strength, understanding, and courage if you don't let them swallow you." Erik felt something shift inside him, like a small light flickering on. The next day, he talked to his mom. He told her he felt scared and confused. His voice shook, but he kept going. His mom listened with tears in her eyes and hugged him tight. She told him she was sorry he felt that way, and she promised she would try to make things calmer at home. Erik didn't expect everything to be fixed right away, but he felt lighter because he had stopped letting the darkness stay silent. Weeks passed. Life didn't become perfect, but the heavy pull inside Erik grew weaker. He began to understand that everyone carries things that feel too strong sometimes. His parents talked more calmly. His mom began taking walks to clear her mind. His dad stopped keeping everything inside and talked to his own father. Each small change was like a star turning back on. One day at school, the teacher talked again about black holes. This time, she explained something new. Scientists believe that black holes help galaxies stay together. Without them, space would be a mess. So even though they look scary, they play an important role. Erik raised his hand. "So the darkness gives shape to everything around it." The teacher smiled. "Exactly. Erik sat back and whispered to himself, just like in life. As months went by, Erik grew stronger inside. He understood that the things that felt dark were not there to destroy him. They were there to shape him, to teach him, to help him see what mattered. He learned that facing the hard things inside you makes you braver, talking about them makes you lighter, and understanding them makes you grow. Then something amazing happened. Erik began helping others. One of his friends, Sophia, always looked tired and sad. One day he asked her, "Are you okay?" She shook her head and started crying. Erik didn't say anything wise or perfect. He just sat with her and listened. That was enough. She told him about her own black hole, the one she couldn't talk about before. Erik realized that everyone carries something invisible, something powerful, something that shapes their world. Years later, Erik grew up to be someone who helped people talk about their inner darkness, not because he never felt it again, but because he understood it. He became someone who could meet a person lost in their own heaviness and show them where the stars were hiding. And this is the part of the story I want you to remember. You have black holes too. They are the fears you hide, the pain you carry, the memories you don't want to touch. But they are not monsters. They are places inside you that need light, attention, and understanding. When you face them, they lose their power. When you speak about them, they shrink. And when you learn from them, they shape your reality into something stronger, calmer, and more honest. You don't need to pretend you're not hurting. You don't need to hide your heavy moments. What you feel is real, and it matters. Just like Erik, you can turn your power back on by facing what pulls you down. You can choose to let your challenges create wisdom instead of fear. You can let your darkness shape new stars inside you. So tonight, when you look at the sky, don't only look for the bright spots. Look at the darkness too. Remember that it holds power, mystery, and the possibility of something new being born. Your life works the same way. Light grows when you face what feels dark. Strength grows when you understand your fears. And hope grows when you talk about what hurts instead of hiding it. This is how black holes shape your reality. Not by destroying you, but by inviting you to grow in ways you never expected. And as this story ends, remember this simple truth. Your light is never lost. It's only waiting to return in a brighter form. If this story opened something inside you or made you think differently, subscribe and stay with me. I create these moments so you never feel alone on your path.